clicker is here.
Yes, thank you. So, thank you very much for having me, and the UNWTO. It's a great honor to be able to present to you today. Really, I'm sort of speaking for Belize unofficially. Before I get into it a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about Belize's history, or their near history. Belize is a small country in Central America. It's a developing country. You know, it's very close to Mexico and some other places, but it's a bit, oh, no worries. Thank you. Can you hear me now? I don't think I'll go back, but you know, the thing is it's not quite as developed as some of the competitors around. The roads are bad. There isn't a single fast food chain in the entire country. There's one branded resort. So when we think about these things, oh, can you put on the presentation? Keep that in mind when we talk about these things. So I just want to challenge you to see if you could pick out which ad was for Belize. These were all a bunch of ads for typical sand and sun destinations around the world. And I don't really think, besides Fiji, that because it's sort of hinted there, that you could tell which is which. And so what was happening is Belize, who had the smallest budget for media buys of anybody of these competitors, was getting lost in the sea of the identical table stakes of these blue waters and beautiful white people on a beach. And it just wasn't what Belize was. And at the same time, they started apologizing for the aspects that really made it unique and really differentiated it. So by the way, that's the ad for Belize. So, you know, this also, everything they were doing played into these same conventions. So it was sort of like at a harker market where all these people were screaming loudly, come to me, come to me. But Belize had no bullhorn or had no ability to project. So they were getting lost and nobody was coming. Then I met some folks and it really touched me, like what these people were saying. Hold on. Oh, there we go. These are real Belizeans. They were musicians and Belize Tourism Board people and a little girl who I became pretty close to and who just giggled all the time, and this chef that I adore. But they kept saying things to me about how sorry they were. Sorry our roads are bad. Sorry we don't have McDonald's. Sorry we don't have golf. So what was happening is that because of the advertising and the way they communicated about Belize, people were coming with an expectation that couldn't be met. So when you think about how people experience things or buy products, their expectations weren't being met. So people would complain to them. And what was happening is it was affecting the pride of the entire country. So, you know, these things happen smallly. It's not a revolution, but it's a bit of an evolution. So as we move forward, we really wanted to develop two very, very simple rules. So as I judged the work that was presented for Belize and how we communicated about Belize, in every sort of tactic, there were two rules, is that everything that we produced had to strive to instill pride in all Belizeans, whether that's PR, whether that's traditional advertising, digital advertising, any film things we did. If we succeeded at number one, we would surely attract the travelers who would love Belize for what it is, not for what it's not. Something else also happened, is that we changed the way we talked about ourselves in our ads. So we took the things that made us unique and we made them what they are today. We're a country of rare birds. Very curious place. It's strange people and strange customs that are wonderful. And you know, we also were pretty confident about who we are. Here, even the Swiss could learn a thing or two about chocolate. Sorry, Sam, if you're in the audience. And then here's an example of our videos that we play. If you could just play the video, please.
No yellow arches, no drive-through windows, no toys on the side, no giant-sized drinks. For true, You won't find any big restaurant chains in Belize. But that doesn't mean we don't have fast food, my friend.
So, you know, we purposely avoided showing the beaches. We want to show locals in their true way, that they're proud of what they do, that it's real. Ted, I showed him this video and he said, whoa, she's not wearing gloves, and in a really cool way. And you know, the thing that's funny about it is this is Belize. And we also want to set up the right expectations. So if somebody doesn't want that, we don't really want them to come to Belize because we don't want them to go back and say this isn't what we came here for. But there's a very subtle thing that we also did that I'm probably the most proud of is we started instilling confidence in those everyday Belizeans. So instead of apologizing, they were proud of their differences. And you know what? This all worked. And you know, there's some numbers. The Belize Central Bank attributed the work we did with a rise in Belize GDP by about 2.5%. Over the time that we've been doing these campaigns, overnight arrivals have risen by 45%. And this number is actually not even accurate anymore. It's even higher, but I didn't do the math, I'm sorry. But most importantly for me is these people stopped apologizing and started being proud of who they were. So, which really created this environment of nimbleness, of innovation, and innovation also is very hard because it takes 1 million people to say yes to something, but only one person to say no. So I think the people that really deserve the attributes for this are the Belizeans themselves, because this takes courage and guts to be different, and they had the cojones to do it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.